بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Tonight with two verses that we just heard from Surah Muhammad, Surah number 47, verses number 20 and 21. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَيَقُولُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا لَوْلَا نُزِّلَتْ سُورَةٌ فإذا أنزلت سورة محكمة وذكر فيها القتال رأيت الذين في قلوبهم مرض ينظرون إليك نظر المغشي عليه من الموت فأولى لهم طاعة وقول معروف فإذا عزم الأمر فلو صدقوا الله لكان خيرا لهم. This set of verses is about a group of people in Al-Madinah Al-Munawwara. They kept promising the Prophet ﷺ big things in the future. And they would ask, why has a surah not been revealed? Meaning a surah that has in it these big responsibilities and big times that test the obedience of Muslims. And among those issues being al-qital, their ability to defend the aggression that was happening against them. Because remember, there were many expeditions out to exterminate all of the Muslims. And early in the history, they had not been given permission even to stand in self-defense, but rather to entrust in salah and zakah and patience. So these were a group of people that kept promising the Prophet what would happen when these big moments come to pass. Then the Quran draws a picture. It says, when the surah is revealed, and this issue is mentioned in it, you see those that have diseases in their heart looking at you, the look of one who is overcome by the fear of death. So the Quran says that after all this talk, after all these promises, when the Prophet ﷺ needs them most, they are nowhere to be found. When the moment that they were looking for comes to pass, they're absent. Now you might think the Quran might reprimand them, why didn't you keep your word? Why didn't you show up at this big moment? But the Quran's rebuke might surprise you. It's rather unexpected. Allah says, فَأَوْلَى لَهُمْ طَاعَةٌ وَقَوْلٌ مَعْرُوفٌ. It would have been better for them to obey and say fitting words. So remember, when they were talking, they were promising something huge. And the Quran said it would have better for them to do something small, but do it. To obey and say fitting words. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says something that's truly connected to this moment in Ramadan. فَإِذَا عَزَمَ الْأَمْرُ فَلَوْ صَدَقُوا اللَّهَ لَكَانَ خَيْرًا لَهُمْ. This ayah is somewhat scary about these moments that we observe. Allah says, when the affair comes to pass, had they been truthful to Allah in the beginning, it would have been better for them. So indeed, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts you in a big responsibility, a measure of whether Allah will grant you tawfiq is whether you were sincere in the intention in the beginning. Laylatul Qadr, my brothers and sisters, is not obtained by merely sleep strategies or strength or ability to stand up or eating the right foods. It is tawfiq from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And a key to that tawfiq is sincerity to start with. And the Mufassir As-Sa'di comments about this verse. He says that the Quran rebukes them and reprimands them. Why? Because their intentions are all attached to the future. So in the present, they do not act. Because he says, الْعَمَلُ تَبَعٌ لِلْهِمَّةِ. In the present, they don't act because action requires intent. And their intents are not in the present, they're stuck in the future. But when the future comes, they also do not act. Because to act takes tawfiq and practice, and they've never practiced in the small, so how will they be given ability to do the large? My brothers and sisters, this is a moment for us to remember as Ramadan draws near its end. The challenge is for us to take our dreams, reach into the future and wrestle them back to the present where they belong. Because this Ramadan we have confronted our spiritual potential. And we have prayed the nights and we have stayed up and sacrificed and gave and fasted. And so it is important after Ramadan, فَأَوْلَى لَهُمْ طَاعَةٌ وَقَوْلٌ مَعْرُوفٌ. To say that, Alhamdulillah, I'm near the masjid, I need to make it for whatever prayers that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever your ability is. If you're farther, to make an intention to come with your family at least once a week. To continue to give or continue to observe voluntary fast. To bring the family together in the dinner table as has happened iftar. Not to wait for your kids to learn Islam when you send them overseas or to a 4-year university or to an Arabic-speaking country, but to start now, even if it's a few hours Sunday morning or an online program on Skype. To do something now, even if it's small, is more important than to promise to do something that may never happen. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to enable us to worship as is His right these blessed days of Ramadan, to accept from us. Allahumma innaka afuun tuhibbul afwa fa'afu anna.